Ozzy Osbourne wasn't just the Prince of Darkness on stage. He's had some seriously memorable rides off it too. One was the custom-built Gothic chopper unlike anything else on the road. Another nearly cost him his life. These aren't just bikes. They're chapters in Ozzy's wild, unpredictable story. Let me show you the top 10 motorcycles he had in his possession. Yes, it's a quad, not a motorcycle, but it's too legendary in Ozzy's life to leave out. The Yamaha Banshee 350 was a two-stroke twin-cylinder off-road rocket with a reputation for being as wild as its riders. Ozzy's Banshee was no tame trail toy. It was powerful, twitchy, and demanded full respect. In December 2003, while riding it on his Buckinghamshire estate, Ozzy suffered a horrific crash. He broke his collarbone, fractured 8 ribs, and cracked a vertebrae, even stopping breathing for 2 minutes before being revived. It was a life-changing moment that put his power sports days on pause and left fans shocked at how close he came to never performing again. The Banshee itself became infamous in Ozzy lore, a symbol of both his thrill-seeking side and the dangers that come with it. Many still call it the machine that nearly took out the Prince of Darkness, which is about as metal as it gets. If you think the Yamaha Banshee was wild, wait until you hear about the custom machines Ozzy's had built just for him. Some are pure performance, others are works of art, and one is so over the top it makes the Banshee look tame. Stick around till the end to see it, and hit that like and subscribe so you don't miss it. While the Yamaha Banshee became infamous, Ozzy also had a softer spot for two-wheeled off-road fun, if you can call anything with him on it soft. Among his off-road machines was a Honda CRF, part of a motocross line known for being light, agile, and surprisingly forgiving. The CRF's 4-stroke engine and aluminum frame made it a favorite among trail riders and racers alike. Ozzy's CRF wasn't built for show, it was a rider's bike, meant for tearing up trails and open fields. The balance of predictable handling and sharp throttle response meant he could still get his adrenaline fix without quite as much risk as the Banshee. At least, that was the idea. The CRF might not have made headlines like his chopper or quad, but it reflects the side of Ozzy that genuinely enjoys riding. No stage lights, no screaming crowds, just a man, a machine in the dirt. The Harley-Davidson Sportster has been a gateway bike for generations, and at one point, it rolled into Ozzy Osbourne's world too. Compact, stripped down, and endlessly customizable, the Sportster was the kind of machine that fit right in with his rebellious image. Its 1200cc Evolution V-twin provided that deep, unmistakable Harley rumble. The kind you feel in your bones as much as you hear in your ears. Ozzy's Sportster wasn't just a factory standard cruiser. Subtle personal touches gave it a bit of a rock star flair, from custom exhaust pipes to unique seatwork. It was the kind of bike you could hop on for a quick blast through town, drawing just enough attention without screaming for it. In a garage that's seen everything from Gothic choppers to high-performance imports, the Sportster played the role of the everyday ride. Simple, dependable, and full of attitude, much like Ozzy himself on a good day. Few bikes carry the same cultural weight as the Triumph Bonavville T120, and for a British rock icon like Ozzy, it was almost a rite of passage. The Bonnie's long been tied to the rebellious spirit of the 1960s and 70s, with its parallel twin engine, timeless styling, and a reputation for blending performance with classic cool. Ozzy's connection to the Bonavville was as much about heritage as it was about horsepower. It was a nod to the rock and roll era he helped define, the same kind of machine that his musical peers once posed with outside pubs and backstage venues. The T120's mix of speed, agility, and effortless style made it a natural fit for his persona. It wasn't about making a spectacle. The Bonaville didn't need neon paint or outlandish chrome to stand out. For Ozzy, it was a reminder of home, a machine that embodied British craftsmanship and the raw freedom of the open road. If there's one bike that captures the idea of raw, unfiltered power, it's the Yamaha VMax, and it's easy to see why it found its way into Ozzy's garage. This wasn't a machine for gentle Sunday rides. With a massive V4 engine pumping out over 170 horsepower in later generations, the VMax was a straight-line missile with handlebars. Ozzy's VMax had the kind of presence that matched his stage persona: aggressive, muscular, and unapologetically loud. The bike's famed V-Boost system delivered a surge of power so intense it felt like hitting a turbo button. And it came with an exhaust note that could rival a guitar amp cranked to 11. The VMax wasn't built for tight corners or polite commutes. It was built to thrill, intimidate, and dominate the road. For a man who spent decades melting faces with music, it was the perfect two-wheeled equivalent of a power chord. The Harley-Davidson Road King is the kind of bike you ride when you want to cover serious miles without sacrificing comfort or style, and Ozzy appreciated exactly that. With its big touring frame, Classic hard saddlebags and a windscreen ready for long hauls, the Road King had all the presence of a heavyweight cruiser with the practicality of a tourer. Ozzy's Road King wasn't just pulled off a showroom floor, it had personal touches that leaned to his dark, gothic image. Subtle paint accents, customized trim, and a deep, throaty exhaust gave it an edge without straying too far from Harley's timeless silhouette. It was a machine that looked just as good parked outside a venue as it did rolling down the highway. For a man used to life on the road, the Road King offered something different from his wilder rides. A smoother, more comfortable way to keep moving while still making an entrance. The Ducati Monster S4 RS is the kind of bike that blends Italian elegance with raw performance, and it's one that fits right into Ozzy's more exotic tastes. Powered by the 999 Superbike's liquid-cooled Testastretta engine, it delivered over 120 horsepower in a lightweight naked frame, making it as quick as it was aggressive-looking. Ozzy's Monster wasn't about laid-back cruising. It was about razor-sharp handling, rapid acceleration, and that signature Ducati growl. With high-spec Öhlins suspension, Brembo brakes, and distinctive styling, it was a machine built for riders who crave precision and adrenaline in equal measure. In the world of Ozzy's bikes, the Monster S4 RS stood out as the sportiest of the lot. It proved that even the Prince of Darkness could appreciate a finely tuned European performance machine, especially one that looked just as menacing standing still as it did tearing down the road. The Harley-Davidson Fat Boy is one of the most instantly recognizable cruisers ever built, and in Ozzy's hands, it became a rolling statement piece. With its solid disc wheels, wide forks, and muscular stance, the Fat Boy had the kind of visual weight that matched his larger-than-life presence. Ozzy's Fat Boy wasn't a standard showroom bike. It carried custom touches, blacked-out details, unique seat stitching, and a deep growling exhaust that gave it a darker edge. Soft-tail frame delivered a smooth ride, while the big twin engine served up that addictive wave of low-end torque Harley riders live for. For Ozzy, the Fat Boy wasn't about speed or complexity. It was about presence, comfort, and that unmistakable Harley attitude. Parked or in motion, it commanded attention. The kind of bike that didn't just share the road, it owned it. The Victory Vegas Jackpot was built for riders who wanted something different from the usual Harley crowd, and Ozzy seemed to appreciate that individuality. With its long, low profile and aggressive styling, it looked like a custom build straight from the factory. The 106 cubic inch Freedom V-twin engine delivered smooth, reliable power, while the stretched-out frame gave it a dramatic stance. Ozzy's Vegas Jackpot embraced the chrome-heavy, bold paint aesthetic Victory was known for, but still carried his personal edge. The bike's sleek lines and oversized rear tire gave it a muscular look, while the minimalist bodywork let that big engine take center stage. In a collection dominated by Harleys and one-off customs, the Vegas Jackpot stood out as a statement of individuality. It showed that Ozzy wasn't afraid to break from tradition, choosing a ride that was just as unique as the man himself. The crown jewel of Ozzy Osbourne's motorcycle history is his one-off chopper, built nearly 2 decades ago by Count's Customs in Las Vegas. This wasn't just another celebrity bike. It was a gothic masterpiece designed to embody the Prince of Darkness in chrome and steel. The most striking feature was its fuel tank. Shaped like a gothic cross, painted black with gold flames spilling out Ozzy, and lit from beneath with red LEDs. The rear fender was a sculpted replica of Randy Rhoads' iconic polka dot Flying V guitar, complete with an integrated brake light, an alligator hide solo seat, diamond-cut Ego Trip wheels with up to 100 spokes, and an air cleaner inlaid with 109 red rubies formed an over-the-top mix of luxury and menace. Power came from an Evo motor paired with a 6-speed transmission, breathing through custom pipes that roared like a stadium crowd. When the chopper was delivered, Ozzy famously couldn't start it. No key, no kickstart, and no clue. But practicality was never the point. This was a rolling piece of heavy metal art, the ultimate statement bike that captured everything fans love about Ozzy. Bold, unapologetic, and impossible to ignore. Ozzy Osbourne's motorcycle story isn't about having the biggest collection. It's about rides with character, chaos, and a touch of madness. From the infamous Banshee to his ruby-studded chopper, every machine reflects a piece of his larger-than-life persona. Which one's your favorite? Drop it in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more legendary rides.